Elise Stephen from City Psychology Group, and today I'm going to talk about rebuilding trust after it's been broken in your relationship. The choice to stay or leave a relationship after a partner has broken your trust can be a tricky one. It might be based on lots of different factors. The nature of the betrayal, whether the person has spent all your savings or perhaps had an affair, or other mitigating circumstances, whether you have children together, how long the relationship has been going on for. If you do choose to stay in a relationship after trust has been broken, it's likely you're going to face quite a lot of difficult thoughts and feelings as you try and rebuild the trust. Thoughts about what if my partner is dishonest with me again, and feelings such as feeling sad or hurt or mistrustful are going to be pretty common after you've endured this broken trust. Learning to manage these thoughts and feelings is going to be essential if you want to work on rebuilding the trust and getting the relationship back. One set of skills that can be useful in helping to manage these thoughts and feelings are a set of skills called mindfulness skills. Mindfulness skills are about trying to remain in the present moment, which is pretty relevant if you've had an episode of broken trust within a relationship. How do you focus on the here and now and manage thoughts about the past and potential worrying thoughts about the future without letting them interfere with the rebuilding process? You're probably also going to need to make room for lots of uncomfortable feelings. Anxiety, worry, sadness, regret, maybe even a sense of loss for the way the relationship was before. So let's practice now a really simple, quick mindfulness exercise that you can try if you find yourself getting caught up in particularly difficult thoughts or feelings. This exercise is called a 3-minute breathing space. So, if you're able to, try and get into a comfortable position, feet flat on the floor, and if you're able to, gently close your eyes or fix them on a spot on the wall or the floor that's not too distracting for you. Then I'd like you to just bring your awareness to the present moment. Notice for a second what thoughts are passing through your mind. Become aware of any sensations or feelings that are passing through the body. Try and notice these thoughts and feelings without judging them as good or bad, just being aware of them. Then I'd like you to just gather your awareness now and focus in on your breathing. Just become aware of the sensations associated with your in-breaths and your out-breaths. The rise and fall of your chest and your abdomen. The sensation of the air passing back and forth through your nostrils. And now expand your awareness to take in a sense of your body as a whole. Your breathing as a part of this body sensation. Making a commitment to bring this non-judgmental awareness to other moments in your day. So this is a technique that you can try and use whenever you find yourself becoming caught up in these painful thoughts and difficult feelings that might be occurring. Another useful strategy can be to distinguish between blind trust and mindful trust. Blind trust is simply trusting with no awareness of whether trust is deserved or earned. Mindful trust, on the other hand, is about slowly deciding over time whether somebody deserves our trust. It's about an awareness of whether, as we give somebody our trust, they're respectful with that. There's a couple of questions that you can consider when you are deciding whether or not it's possible for you to regain trust in this relationship? Is your partner honest, or do they tend to lie or be untruthful or deceitful? Are they responsible? Do they follow through with what they say they're going to do? Are they competent? Are they able to follow through on the things that they say they will do? These are some of the questions that you can ask yourself as you start to work on this rebuilding process. As the person who has betrayed your partner's trust, you're probably going to also be experiencing some pretty difficult thoughts and feelings, along with a sense perhaps that you don't deserve to be the one who's in pain or experiencing any kind of hurt or difficulty. However, if you try and fight these difficult thoughts and feelings that you're having, it's likely that they may lead you to act in self-defeating ways that actually interfere with the process of trying to rebuild the trust. When you see your partner's pain, you might feel feelings of guilt or shame. You might get caught up in thoughts about why aren't they over this by now, or other difficult thoughts. There's the potential then that these thoughts and feelings, if not managed well, might lead you to behave in ways that get in the way of you and your partner getting back on track. So you might try and suppress the feelings by using drugs or alcohol. You might get caught up in trying to distract yourself from these thoughts and feelings. Maybe surfing the net, or disengaging from your partner. You may even start to avoid your partner because being around them reminds you of feelings of guilt or difficult thoughts about what you've done to damage this relationship. So, just like your partner who's dealing with sadness or hurt or other difficult emotions, you too might need to make space for difficult feelings and difficult thoughts so that they don't get in the way of you rebuilding this relationship. So let's try another short exercise now in mindfulness that's about trying to make room for difficult feelings versus struggling with them or trying to suppress or distract from them. So if you're able to, place your feet flat on the floor and gently close your eyes. The first step when you feel a strong, difficult emotion is to slowly scan the body from head to toe, becoming aware of any strong or difficult sensations that you may be able to notice. So do this now. Just take a slow scan from the top of your head all the way down to the tips of your toes. I'd like you to focus then on the sensation that's calling loudest for your attention, the one that's bothering you the most. And I'd like you to try and observe this sensation as if you're a curious scientist who's never felt a sensation like this before. So noticing if you had to draw a line around the sensation, what kind of shape it might be. Becoming aware of its temperature. Whether it's moving or still. If you had to give it a colour, becoming aware of what colour it might be. And now I'd like you to try and breathe into this sensation. So as you breathe in, I'd like you to imagine your breath coming in through the nostrils and lungs and travelling down to wherever this sensation is strongest. Imagining your breath almost flowing around that sensation before you breathe out from that area of the body. Imagining the breath coming back out through the lungs and nostrils. So try this playfully now for a few breaths. Creating space for a feeling that you might not like, but that is already there. So if you've both decided that you're going to try and rebuild this relationship and you're working on managing the difficult thoughts and feelings, another useful strategy for both of you is to try and reconnect with your values. Your values indicate how you want to be as a human being, and a crisis like this can help you to redefine how you want to be, how you want to look back in the future and feel that you behaved in response to this crisis. Can you behave with dignity and calmness and respect, even if you feel hurt or guilty, angry or upset? Can you find a way to manage those feelings and still connect with the kind of person that you really want to be? Is it also possible for you to develop compassion for yourself and compassion for your partner? Yes, even as the person who has betrayed your partner's trust, if you're able to develop self-compassion, then you're less likely to act in those self-defeating ways where you try and suppress or avoid or dampen how you feel. As the person who has betrayed their partner, you may not feel like developing self-compassion. You may feel that the right thing to do is to beat yourself up, to be angry with yourself. The problem here is that just triggers you to behave in those self-defeating ways that get in the way of rebuilding this relationship and rebuilding the trust. Can you both take a moment and recognize that when you started this relationship, you never imagined that you would be in a place like this? And accept that you're both struggling with difficult thoughts and difficult feelings. Can you find a way to develop kindness and compassion towards yourself and towards your partner, recognizing that all human beings are fallible? I'm Elise Stephen from City Psychology Group. You can send any questions you have to asktheexpert@citypsychology.com. Thanks for watching.